I should probably introduce myself. My name is Matt, and I am David's younger brother. And I'm actually 4 years younger than him, so I'm actually 19, even though I look a lot older. Right. There comes a time in everybody's life when they meet their one true love, who brings joy and happiness to each other. David found this 19 years ago when he actually met me. While we've had our ups and downs throughout the years, I can honestly say that we've become closer to each other in these last few years. And I partly think that is because of Rachel, so I want to thank you for that. David has helped me throughout the years develop me as an individual, and I look up to him, and he will always be my biggest fan, and I'll always be there for him. It is an honor that David asked me today to be the best man, and hopefully he doesn't regret it after this all. On the other hand, I want to give out a few thank yous. I want to thank Rachel's parents for everything they've done and to make sure this wedding goes well, and for raising an incredible daughter. And Rachel, I'm honored to be able to call you my sister now. And you look absolutely gorgeous tonight. And then I want to also thank my parents for raising David and doing the best they could with this one. All right, so throughout the years of being a younger sibling, I've realized that I always see David doing something first or getting anything first. And when he was younger, he fell asleep in his potatoes first before I actually did. He got his first car. He graduated high school first. He did everything first, and I always looked up to him. Well, over the years, I've learned that there's one thing that I always get first. Whenever anything goes wrong in his situation, I get blamed first. There's one story that's coming out tonight that most of you probably don't know, but it was about a month after David got his license, and so I was 12 at the time and could not drive, so he was driving me around, and we were coming home from a sporting event. Well, we drive in our driveway, and I get out of the car. Well, David forgets to put it in park, and it rolls into our garage door, dents it up pretty good, and he's just angry Dave, I guess you could say. And he was not happy at the time, but he wasn't happy at himself. He was mad at me and blamed it all on me for getting out of the car first. And we went inside, and that's the exact story he told my dad. And my dad just laughed at him because he blamed it all on me, a 12-year-old who couldn't drive. To change the topic a little bit, David introduced me to Rachel about 2 years ago, and ever since I met her, I saw that she brought joy and happiness to David. And there's one event that I'll always remember, and that was about a year and a half ago, and David brought Rachel home one evening for a weekend, and we asked him for what he wanted to eat that night. And so he picked his favorite food, which was Chinese at the time. And we ate, we had fun, we just had a good night. Well, that night and the next morning, David developed food poisoning. And he was very sick for the next day and a half. Well, through that day and a half, and this is at our house at the time, Rachel sat there by his side the whole day and cared for him. And that's when I realized Rachel was in for the long haul. All right, to close us out, I've got a quote for you guys. Love is a force more impressive than any other because it is invisible. It cannot be seen, but it can transform you in a moment and offer you more joy than any material possession ever could. To David and Rachel.